La da 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 do 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 do. Hi everybody, welcome to Aimee Nolte Music. Today I want to show you an exercise that I developed back when I was studying jazz piano in college. I started having to practice scales a lot to work on my technique and also to work on my knowledge of scales and chords and harmony, and I realized that they weren't there. They weren't all sunk in the way that I felt like they were sunk in for some of the other people I was, seeing every day and competing against and rubbing shoulders with or whatever. And in the practice room one day when I was just really frustrated, I just started doing this kind of thing. And it took my cognitive awareness to another level somehow that actually started to make everything sink in. It made me feel like I was internalizing and really getting it for the first time. The exercises aren't easy, so if you're having trouble with them, you might just want to make sure you can play your major scales without adding all of this extra nonsense. It's not, you might think it's nonsense. I don't think it's nonsense, but if you want to try, it'll do wonders, not only for your awareness, like I said, but also for your ear training. I just think it's really fun, and when I'm doing this kind of thing in my daily warm-up, it makes everything else just come a little quicker. To start with, I like to do contrary motion major scales. So with my right hand, I'll play a major scale up and down, and with my voice, I'll start on middle C and I'll go down and up. So la 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 la. Then I'll do it with my left hand. Where you can do 2 octaves, I like to do it. But there are some keys where it's a little hard to do 2 octaves. G is the next one. And as I do these exercises, I always do them in the circle of fifths. So just right around the circle of C, G, D, A, and so forth until you get through all the keys. So G, for instance, I can start on this note and go down to this note, but I don't really want to come all the way up to this note. So I'm just going to do 1 octave. And that'll do. Move along to D, and I can do it just the exact same way that I did the C. That's the first one, contrary motion major scales. The next thing I like to do is major scales in thirds. So I can start on a low C, and my voice can start on a low E. And I can sing like this. La da 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 da. And it's basically doing this. And all the way up and down. La da 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 da. You can say la, lu, do, da, ba, ba, whatever you want to say. It doesn't really matter. And then I'll do it the other way. I'll start on the third with the piano, and my voice will sing the root. So you have to kind of pretend that you've already been playing your scale. La, and you go la da 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 da, like that. Let's say we're doing this in the key of A flat. La la da 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 da. While I'm playing an A flat, I have to keep in my head that there are 4 flats. And I have to sing in tune. So I'm not only focusing on what my hand has to do and which keys they have to strike, but I also have to be right in tune in a third above. And whether or not I'm just kind of on autopilot or not, I think I subconsciously know that I'm singing those 4 flats, right? I got a C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, and those are all just kind of in there. You can go on autopilot and just hear it with your ear, la da 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 da, and that's not too hard to do, and I think it's really good to do. But every once in a while, I think it's a good idea to actually say the note names. It just, I don't know if it's a left brain, right brain kind of a thing all happening at the same time, but to me, that's what it feels like it is, and it'll hurt. Okay, the next exercise I like to do is different intervals. So I've already started with a third because it's easy to hear, but I'm gonna go back to a second because it's not easy to hear. So I play the C major scale, I sing the C major scale, but I start on a D. Ooh, ah, da, 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 and then I do it the opposite way. I'll start on a D with my piano, and I'll sing a C with my voice. La, da, 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 not easy. And then take it through the keys again. Let's pretend we're winding that up. I'll do a B flat. And now an F. You can check yourself to make sure that you're still right. Then you can move to another interval. Let's do fourths. You don't have to do intervals like minor second or minor third. I'm only asking you to do intervals that are diatonic, so just notes that are actually in the scale. So you can sing in unison to start if that helps as well. You can do a second, you can do a third, and let's do a fourth. So I think I'll sing the fourth. I'm gonna do it an octave down though, easier for my voice. And the neat thing about that is that I'm actually singing a Lydian scale. If you're not careful, you'll sing the B flat because your ears will want you to sing in the key of F major, kind of like this. But what I'm asking you to do is to keep every white note when you're in the key of C. That won't sound so good. But if it doesn't sound good, you'll know you got it right, at least that. Then we'll do fifths. That's a Mixolydian scale. You're forcing your right hand to play a major scale and your left voice, I don't know if it's left, you're forcing your voice, your mind, to sing a Mixolydian scale. Pretty cool. If we start on a sixth, that'll be an A. I think I'll drop my hand an octave and I'll sing this note. La, and what we're really singing is an A natural minor scale. La, da, 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 da. All white notes. Da, 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 da. Let's try it in G. Oh, it's always a nice idea to be able to hear the sixth before you check it to make sure that you're right. La, I'll do an octave lower. Ooh, do, 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 do. Sing it alone, maybe. Do, 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 do. Nice. Let's do it in D. Here's my D. Ooh, there's my B. That's a sixth away. My Bonnie lies over the ocean is a good way to hear that interval if you have trouble. My bon, right? La da 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 da. The hard thing about that one is starting your voice on a major second. Sometimes I think when I do this one, I want to start on a minor second, but that's not how a natural minor scale goes. It starts with a major second. All right, let's do one more in the key of A. Ooh, you hear it? My Bonnie, right? Ooh. All right, so the major second to start with my voice is ooh, doo. All right. Ooh, doo, 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 doo. And from sixth, we can go to the dreaded seventh. Let's go back to C major. I'll start here in this octave. I'll sing the major seventh up the major seventh. Sometimes you might want to stop on that top note and make sure that you've got all the dissonance that you're going for. It's quite a bit of dissonance. I do have a video about how to sing in tune using my favorite tuning app, which is INS Tuner. It's free on the iOS store. And there are comparable apps for Android as well. If you look in the comments of that video, people will tell you comparable apps. Ooh, da 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 da. And of course, you can do it with your left hand too. Then we go to D. Oh, do 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 do. A. If you're not sure if you're getting them right, recording yourself is a good way to keep yourself in check. You can go back and listen to your voice and say, oh no, I didn't sing whatever it is, the Dorian scale there. I sang a natural minor scale, or I sang a major scale. Like sometimes even though you think you might have it right, you don't have it right, which is one of the awesome things about this exercise and one of the most infuriating things about this exercise at the same time. Don't let it get to you too much, and don't do too much at a time either. If you want to just start only doing contrary motion and try it for a week, that's a really good idea. And then you can try the major third for the week. You don't have to do every single one of them every single day. That would take forever. I would just choose one a day or two or three a day, whatever you want, and add it to your practice on the days that you want to be really, really, really sharp. The last thing that I want to say is don't read your major scales while you do this. It'll blow the whole operation. You don't want to do it. You want to use only the power of your mind, your human brain, to come up with all of this stuff. As soon as you read, you're regurgitating. I don't like it. All right, everybody. I hope you have fun with these exercises and it can change up the monotony of your practice every day. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and check out my website. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time on Aimee Nolte Music.